Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Rakshatano Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishne Namarasatra Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Tishtati Sarvametadakhilam He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Sriman Narayana, with the blessings of Sri Chinna Jeeyar Swamiji. We're continuing Bhagavad Gita. We finished sloka 9 in chapter 9. So we'll continue with the 10th sloka. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Hope you're able to see.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Please chant. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi
Mayadhyakshena prakriti
Suyate Sacharacharam
Suyate Sacharacharam
Hetunanena Kaunteya
Hetunanena Kaunteya
Jagadvi Parivartate
Jagat Parivartate
Let's chant together.
Mayadhyakshena prakritiha Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagat Viparitatate.
Lord Krishna is continuing about talking about bhakti, the object of bhakti. Right? So, the ninth chapter, we're talking about the most precious knowledge that we need to gain. As a human being, we got the chance. We are so lucky to be able to, receive this particular knowledge, to change, our path, to change to, to a greater state, right? So, Lord Krishna is saying, "Hey Kaunteya, O Arjuna, Maya Adhyakshena, with my supervision, under my supervision, Prakritihi is the nature." Okay, and slowly we should start using the word Prakriti itself, right? As the word itself, So, but in English it is translated to in nature. Suyate Sacharacharam, produces Sachara Acharam, produces moving and non-moving beings. So with my supervision, this nature is producing all these moving and non-moving beings. All beings can be categorized into two, right? At a very high level. Those which are moving, which are not moving. And the ones that are moving, we categorize them into three categories: Deva, Manusya, and Tiryak. And Sthavaras are the non-moving. So with my supervision, this nature is producing. So basically, all these beings are made of nature, in other words, right? And Anena Hetuna, by this reason, Jagat Viparivartate. This universe, Jagat is the universe, undergoes transformations. Okay, Parivartate is undergoing transformations, right? So under my supervision, with my supervision, this Prakriti is producing all these beings. Okay, and And with this reason, they are going through all these different transformations. Okay, so by my will. Okay, again, how Paramatma is creating this entire universe through his divine sankalpa, divine will only, right? This entire universe is created and sustained by his divine will. So by my will, all these beings are being created. And why the differences are coming is because of the merits and demerits of all beings, of all these Atmas, right? So based on the karmic bondage associated with each of those Atmas that are taking a particular form, okay, using the material nature, right? Paramatma is the one who is creating that being by combining the Atma with the material nature, okay? That it is taking that form, and that it is taking birth, based on the merits and demerits. It is not because Paramatma is biased. In the previous sloka, Lord Krishna mentioned, right? Very simple. So, I mean, it appears simple, but it is one of the fundamental concepts, right? It is not like we are born one time and then after leaving this body, we'll just wait for Paramatma to give a judgment whether we did right or wrong, and then either reward us or punish us. It is not like that. We are, so there are few concepts that are given here. That is um, under his supervision, so he is the one who is creating, and there's a material nature that is involved. Atmas are taking those forms, different forms, using that material nature, or he is the one who is combining the Atmas and the material nature with his divine will and giving a particular form to that Atma. I mean, Atma is possessing a particular body depending on the merits and demerits that are assigned to that body, assigned to, for that particular life, right? So if we are supposed to have good experiences based on our guna and karma, right? Whatever we are carrying in our, you know, mm, carrying with us, the karmic bondage that we are carrying with us, based on that, we are getting a particular form, not because Paramatma is biased. Okay. So whatever form we get, it is, if we are not happy with it, it is for us to blame, right? So it is not Paramatma's, bias. Why, oh God, why did you create me like this? It's easy to say, right? Paramatma is so powerful. So we always think, oh God, why didn't you change, right? Why didn't you make a change? You had the choice, but that's how the rule is. That's how the laws are written. If we are carrying karmic bondage and from millions of births that we have, millions and billions of births that we have so far, out of that karmic bondage, a small portion of that karmic bondage is assigned to us in this particular life, and we have to experience that. Okay, it is not somebody else's karmic bondage that we're getting, and the karmic bondage is not leaving by itself. There's nothing, it doesn't get erased by itself. Fortunate that we got this particular life where we are getting this knowledge, and Lord Krishna mentioned with bhakti, we can erase that sins. Bhakti is the one that can erase the sins. Karma yoga, with the support of Jnana yoga, can also erase the sins that we are carrying. Not completely, right? But it can erase to the extent that we will be able to focus on bhakti. We'll be interested. in getting the knowledge of bhakti and practicing. So all of us who are going through this session, we must have cleared the karmic bondage to the extent that we are able to learn the concept of bhakti, right? And we have seen some people who are interested in doing good things in life, right? But they're not. Uh, when we say, oh, let us try to learn about bhakti, let us practice bhakti, they would not be interested. No, I do not. I do not accept it, right? So it takes time for them. So they're still not there yet, maybe, right? So they're, if they're doing the good activities, yes, their karmic bondage is getting cleared. I mean, good activities with as karma yoga, then karmic bondage is getting cleared. Otherwise, no. But let us say their karmic bondage is getting cleared, then slowly they will reach a state where they will be able to get this knowledge of bhakti. Okay, and practice bhakti yoga. Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to the next sloka. Sloka 11. Please chant. Avajananti mam mudhaah
अवजानन्ति
जानन्ति
मां
मां
मूढाः
मूढाः
manushim tanumasritam
मानुषं तनुमाश्रितं
param bhavamajananto
परं भावमजानन्तो
mama bhutamaheshwaram.
मम
मम
भूत महेश्वरम्
महेश्वरम्
Let's chant together.
अवजानन्ति
Avajananti
मां
mam
मूढाः
मानुषं
मानुषिमतनुमाश्रितं
परं
परं
Param
जानन्त
Bhavamajananto
मम
Mama
भूत
Bhuta
महेश्वरम्
Maheshwaram. The Lord Krishna is saying, Moodhaha, foolish people, or fools. Avajananti. Avajananti Mam Moodhaha. Mam Avajananti. These foolish people, they ridicule me. They look down on me. They disregard. They deride. All these are synonyms. Avajananti. They basically ridicule me. They look down on me. Manushim tanum asritam. I think you can guess the meaning already. Sheltered in human form. Manushim tanum asritam. Sheltered the human body. Sheltered in the human body. Or who has assumed the human body. Right? So Lord Krishna is speaking here. Avajananti mamudhaha manushim tanumasritam. How is Lord Krishna? He's like a human form. He's in human form, right? He's looking like anybody else. He's not like 100 feet tall and all that. He's like anybody else. And that too is not a superhero king. It's not looking like that. He's like a cowherd boy and then a small, in those days, maybe a small king, right? I mean, it's like any other king. That's why a lot of people said, we are not going to, we are not going to respect you. Shishpala is one of the examples, right? So, and Duryodhana, these people, they didn't recognize him as a great because he's looking like a human only, like anybody else. Okay, so These foolish people, they ridicule me. They do not consider me, or they do not hear what I'm saying. They do not follow me. They look down on me because I'm having this human form, human body. Okay, ajanantaha, not knowing. Mama param bhavam bhuta maheshwaram. Mama param bhavam, my supreme nature. Bhuta maheshwaram, as the great ruler of all beings. Okay, so they think I'm a regular person, so they look down on me. Okay, not knowing my supreme nature as a great ruler of all beings. He's the ruler, controller, of all beings, right? That's what he said. I'm the creator, I'm the supporter, or controller or ruler, and I'm the dissolver of all beings, right? That's what Lord Krishna mentioned as he's the Paramatma, and he has assumed this form. Okay, but people did not consider him, or they disregard him because of his form. Okay.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's very true, and it correlates that they disregarded. Even I think Duryodhana was asked, what do you want? Do you want this person, or do you want thousands of armies and all that? He says, oh, what is this guy going to do? I would like to have the thousands of army and all that sort of stuff. So I think that it's direct correlation. It's very obvious at times that, and I think that's why Lord Krishna said that what he said over here, I guess, right? Yeah.
Right, right. That's a very good example. And Lord Krishna said, I'm not going to fight as well, right?
Yeah, and he said he's not going to. So he said, what is he
So
going to
he's
do then?
probably Duryodhana thought is less than, his worth is less than other regular warriors.
Yeah, that's
What
true.
am I going to do with some administrator?
Yeah, administrator, that's good. Project manager, actually.
Those who can, just giving advices,
Yeah,
we have too many people who are giving advices.
that's true.
And there's no great advisor than myself. That's what Duryodhana thought.
True.
Yeah, I mean, that is the foolish people, right? Uh, um, People who are covered with sins, right? Who are carrying a lot of karmic bondage, they will not be able to see Paramatma's greatness. Okay, so they treat Lord Krishna as any other ordinary human being. I mean, even for example, even today when we talk about Lord Krishna, right? I mean, a lot of people treat him. Okay, what he did in human form is applicable to us. Is it really applicable to us as human form? What he did?
No.
No, right? Because he's no, he is Paramatma, himself. It just appears to us in human form. Like if he is able to say, for example, this is some people quote as, oh, Lord Krishna married 16,000 or 16,008 wives. I mean, he's able to do that because he's Paramatma. It's not that we have, he's telling other people to do the same, right? He's he's um, he's not. I mean, he appears human, but he is the Paramatma. He's the divine, uh, supreme, supreme being, who is the ruler of all beings, who is the controller of all beings, not just those who are right in front of him, right? He's the controller of the entire universe, even, right? Not just Earth. So he has that much, divine power, divine will, right? That we don't have, as as Atmas with limited, bodies with limited abilities, right? We do not have that kind of divine power at this stage, right? When we reach a state equivalent to Paramatma, then yes, we will be able to acquire uh, unlimited qualities as Paramatma, equivalent to Paramatma. However, of course, we will be serving Paramatma. We will not be declaring our own freedom. Okay, we will always be dependent on him, and we'll be serving him, though we achieve a state equivalent to Paramatma. Okay, so anyway, so here Lord Krishna is saying that whatever I'm saying right now, people disregard, they make fun of. When I'm saying that I'm the one who created, I'm the one who's supporting, I'm the ruler of all beings, people make fun of it because I look like a human being to them. Those are foolish people. Okay, they're not able to see me in reality as what I am, that is Paramatma, because of their, again, because of their sins, out of ignorance. That ignorance is because of their sins even, right? So just if you get a doubt that, oh, why didn't people listen to him? That is a question that you may get, right? If he's Paramatma, why didn't people listen to him? Is because of the people's ignorance. Okay, it is not because he is not Paramatma or he does not have the qualities, unlimited divine qualities. Okay, it is not that he doesn't have it. It is not that we are not able to see them. If we are covered with ignorance. So we have to clear that ignorance in order to see him in reality or experience him in reality.
But Prasad Garu, like say today, right? We have this Gita. We have like so many stories. We read Mahabharata. Not read, not me. We have these books, right? Mahabharata or Bhagavatam. We know his stories, and we know this Gita, and slowly we are learning this knowledge. It's like a movie, right? It's shown in a movie like this Krishna, even though he was born in a human form, he did these things, which are like humanly, impossible. So to me, I can identify, or today's world, like with this, with little jnanam, I am able to see God in some people, like either in a, help or anything. But when we keep saying that, right, when Bhagavan is saying, like in that Treta Yuga, probably if I was in Treta Yuga, my nature would be same like this. Maybe I can identify the goodness, even though I don't know, like that good thing is should be identified as a God, Paramatma. This knowledge was not given to everyone, right? See, in Rama Avataram, Rama all the time he was insisting, I'm Manava, I'm like Manava, Manava, Manava. But there are good people who can identify the goodness. I don't know whether they are looking at him as a Paramatma or a God, right? So when, because this ignorance, people are foolish, people are not identifying, how do they identify? Because by looking at, see, even who is this, Dharmaraj also, in Vasraprahanan scene, right? He didn't even think of Krishna, right? He's not in his heart. That's why he didn't come. But when Draupadi called him, like, with Aarti, he really helped him. So one should have that knowledge, real knowledge. So how do we, like, expect these people that time, this knowledge even not given to everyone? People like Dharmaraj also could not, like, he knows him. He is like, his relative, and he knows he's great, better than him. How do we expect like Dhritarashtra? I know Dhritarashtra is like, I mean, not Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra or Duryodhana, they're all bad people. Their ignorance is covered them. But still, you say, or Paramatma is saying, from his childhood, the whatever things that he did, like killing demons or, whatever the high thing, Govardhanagiri and all that, is it what he is saying, like, okay, people are not recognizing those things to identify Paramatma in me? I'm sorry, I'm given a big lecture, but I'm
No,
just
no, no, I mean,
next time we'll go to the Treta Yugam, right? How do I act? Like, probably by my sattvic nature, I can say, okay, Krishna is a good person. That much I can, approach him.
so Lord Sri Rama is in Treta Yuga and Krishna in Dwapara Yuga,
Proper,
right?
yeah.
So some people are able to recognize Rama as Paramatma, right? Even though he considers himself as human, because of obvious reasons, right? He has to be a human
Yeah, to kill.
in order to take care of Ravana.
The
So
person who took him across the river in the boat, right? And she recognized, or he recognized, that it's Lord himself, and did not did not accept any money or any sort of fare for that. So yeah.
right. Yeah. So there are people who recognized, and in the Krishna Avatar also, there are those who recognized him as Paramatma. Okay. That's why this is exactly Lord Krishna is saying that because of the sins that one may be carrying, because of the ignorance that they have, they are not able to recognize him. Now, your question is, he has not given this knowledge. I don't know if that's what it. Today we are getting this knowledge that he's Paramatma himself. But in those days, other people don't have that knowledge, right?
The common
It is
people.
not that the knowledge in Bhagavad Gita is something that Lord Krishna is giving first time to the world,
I know it is Anadi, but still, yeah.
right? And this is part of our Vedic literature, right? So those who have studied Vedas, those who have been, rishis, those who have even enlightened kings as well, and enlightened, it doesn't matter which part of the society they belong to. There are all parts of the society. People are able to express bhakti. They are able to see him as Paramatma. Okay, there are so many instances in Krishna Avtara where not ordinary people also recognized him as Paramatma. Okay, without going into all the details. But there are a lot of people didn't. Maybe we can count in by hand, maybe. Okay, that is because of not because Lord Krishna is not doing the divine activities at the time. It's not that he is not showing them, but because of the because in our ignorance, we are not able to see the reality. Like, let us say if we are there at the time, we are not able to see the reality. We are questioning. Okay, you know, consider him as a human, regular person with maybe some magic, right? Or maybe fake news. That's what people, today's terminology, right? If somebody says that, okay, there's a great, Swamiji is able to do all these things, Satya Sankalpa, which is not feasible to a regular person. Other people say so many things, right? Because they don't want to believe. Why? Because of their own ignorance, because of their own, karmic bondage that is preventing them from seeing that reality. There are other people, there are a few that will be able to recognize. That's why out of millions of people, one person prays to me and reaches me, right? That's what Lord Krishna mentioned. So, yeah, this knowledge is there. whatever Lord Krishna is showing is not hiding, is only showing to some people, right? But those who are able to, recognize because of their, their knowledge, because of their gunas, sattva gunas dominating, they're able to see the reality. So, yeah, over a period of time, we might have acquired more and more karmic bondage. Right? Let us say 5,000 years ago, somebody was there. And if we are, let us say that same person is continuing to take birth again and again, and not following the principles that are in Bhagavad Gita and our Vedic scriptures, then the karmic bondage is increasing, not decreasing, right? So the higher the karmic bondage, the lower the recognition of greatness of Paramatma. Even people don't even consider Lord Krishna as Paramatma. They're not able to see him as a divine, right? A supreme being. So it takes effort. People have to start practicing karma yoga first, because that is the easy thing for them, for anybody to start with. So that's why Lord Krishna said, start with karma yoga. A lot of importance was given on karma. Then, supported by Jnana yoga. Then slowly they start, oh, this is Paramatma, right? So they'll start slowly focusing on more and more on Paramatma. Then their total focus will be on Paramatma. That's where Bhakti Yoga comes in. So we'll learn more about Bhakti Yoga as we go along. Then we'll continue to do the karma karma yoga practices, but focus will be Paramatma, not the karma yoga activities happen kind of by default at that time, right? We have crossed that stage and then gone into the bhakti yoga. So we'll be able to practice all karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga.
Yeah, basically there are people, I know that is true. Whatever he was doing, only few people could recognize it's a Paramatma Tattvam. Like some couldn't do that. Many of them could not identify.
Right. So it is a kind of, Lord Krishna, why is he saying this as a sloka, separate sloka out of the entire, 700? Is that if we are not able to recognize him, right? Thinking that he was a human at the time, and then he's saying all these things, can I believe it? Then it is our own foolishness, right? So it is a kind of a wake up call for us, saying that if we have some kind of a feeling that a human is telling all these things, that I am the creator, I am the supporter, I don't want to believe. He's saying that foolish people do that. They're covered by ignorance. They're not able to see the reality. I mean, you gave a great example. Govardhanagiri cannot be done by a regular person, right? Lord Krishna was there in 16,000 places at the same time.
Yeah.
How is that even possible for a regular person? Just to give a couple of examples, right? So we have to really see that, okay, I'm not that kind of foolish person to not, to not follow what Lord Krishna is saying, to not have faith in that. Right. So we are above that. We cleared our ignorance. We are able to see see Lord Krishna as the supreme being. Okay, and we are able to learn about supreme being through Lord Krishna. He's the only one who can say very clearly about himself. Nobody has seen him as he is. Right. If somebody has gone to that stage, they are not coming back to tell us. right? So the exact reality of Supreme Being can only be told to us by the Supreme Being himself, right? And if Lord Krishna is, I mean, if Paramatma is taking the avatar of Sri Rama or some other avatar, he has taken so many incarnations, right? The purpose was not to give that knowledge. The purpose was to do something that was needed for that particular incarnation, right? So Lord Krishna, Krishna Avatar, the purpose itself is to give this knowledge to us. All other things are okay. I mean, they're all like, side jobs. He doesn't have to take birth to do those side jobs. He doesn't, I mean, birth in the sense, he doesn't have to take the form of Lord Krishna to do those things. But he has to give that knowledge to us. He's the only one who can give the knowledge to us as he is, right? So that's why he's able to explain everything very, very clearly. How he takes out the material, the beginning of the kalpa, and do all these things. Isn't it? I mean, for a normal person, it's not possible to tell.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, sir. I mean, I am fully convinced he's Paramatma, but I was just putting myself in their shoes, right? And that yuga, like you said, there are some people have that capability to identify that Paramatma from by looking at his acts. Some cannot. Even in this world, right, Kali Yuga, people, even though they see that Mahatma, somebody, they can't, they don't admit that, okay, he's a great guy. Some ego is pulling them,
Right, yes. They have their own
similar people were there.
reasons not to believe. They think they are great, and the other person is not. Or we are telling something fake. All this.
Exactly.
But it's again their ignorance. Right.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Okay, we move on to next sloka. Sloka 12. Please chant. Moghasa mogha karmano
Moghasa mogha karmano
mogha jnana vichetasaha
mogha jnana vichetasah
rakshasīmāsūrīṃ chaiva
Rakshasīm asurim cha eva
prakritim mohinīṃ sritaha.
prakritim mohinim shrita
Chant together.
moghasha mogha karmana mogha jnana vichetasah Rakshasīm asurim cha eva prakritim mohinim shrita.
Lord Krishna is saying, Sritaha. So, okay, before we go into this, so basically there are some people who, the foolish people who do not recognize him. They ridicule him. They do not follow the message that he has given, or they do not follow the Supreme Being, that knowledge itself, right? So, but there are others who are doing it. So Lord Krishna is now explaining what's the difference, right? So Sritaha, those who are dependent on, those who take shelter, Asrita, right? We have seen. So Sritaha, those who are taking shelter, resort to depend on what? Prakriti, nature. What kind of nature they are resorted to, or they are taking shelter in? Lord Krishna gave 3. Mohinim, that is deluding, which is deluding. Second is Rakshasim, having the nature of Rakshasa. That is tamasic nature. Okay. Asurim cha, Asurim, having the nature of Asura. That is Rajasic nature. So those who are resorting to the Prakriti, which is deluding, tamasic, having tamasic qualities or rajasic qualities. Okay. For them, right, or they are becoming moghasaha. They're becoming those whose desires are fruitless or who have fruitless desires. Mogha asaha. Okay. Mogha karmanaha is those who have fruitless actions. Mogha jnanaha, those who have fruitless knowledge, right? Karmanaha, jnanaha. Vichetasaha is who are not having real knowledge. Okay. So we learned that Prakriti has three qualities. Nature has three gunas, right? Material nature. So what are the three gunas of nature?
Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic.
Right. Yeah. Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So we could be influenced by all three, right? And so those who are influenced by the Rajasic and Tamasic qualities of the nature, okay? The nature which is, in general, it is deluding. It's Maya. Is the Prakriti is the one that is deluding. It causes delusion for us, isn't it? It is not that the Prakriti is not there. It is there. It's real, but it causes the delusion in us. Okay, so that is the nature of Prakriti. If we are not careful, we will be deluded by Prakriti, right? What is delusion?
Illusion
What
is
is the
not,
primary delusion? Sorry, go ahead.
no, sorry, not realizing our true nature.
Yes.
That's the primary delusion.
Yes. The first and most important delusion is we think body is us, right? We think that is the real me. Okay. It is not that body doesn't exist. It exists, but it is not me. But I got a delusion that it is me. That is caused by the, that's the nature of Prakriti. It causes delusion in us, right? So it is Maya. It is the one that causes delusion, unless we have the right knowledge. Okay. So I mean, if you go to some magic show, right? We think that is real, right? If you have the right knowledge, you know that it is happening there, but we know why it has happened, right? I'm just trying to give an example. See, so this nature is causing delusion in us. It is making us think that I am body. It is making us think that these pleasures, the material pleasures, are my goals, right? That is the purpose of my life, is to, acquire as much as I can, enjoy as much as I can, get praise from all the people as much as I can, right? Everything related to the body only. Okay, so it is making us focus on external, not on internal, because we can see that that is directly causing us pleasure, right? Bodily pleasure. So it is again, it is the one that is causing delusion in us. So that is the first thing. So those who are influenced, those who are taking shelter in the Prakriti, which is causing them delusion. And the Prakriti that is having the Rajasic and Rajasic or Tamasic nature. That means I am acquiring more Rajasic nature from Prakriti, I'm acquiring Tamasic nature from Prakriti. Okay. For them, they are becoming those who have Moghasas. Moghasas is my desires are fruitless. Are fruitless, having fruitless desires. I mean, let us say I have a desire and it gets fulfilled. How can you say that it is fruitless? Right? Let's say now I want to have so much bank balance and good house and cars and good job, enjoyments. All these are, let us say, these are the desires. Now, if I am taking shelter in the delusion, and if I am getting influenced by the Rajasic and Tamasic nature, my desires are fruitless, or they are in vain. How?
The fruit is to achieve Paramatma. So that is the main fruit. So even if you get materialistic, it is still fruitless.
Yes. We are not getting the right result that we want, right? We're getting some result, okay, some fruit, right? But it is not the right thing that we need. Okay, so even though our materialistic desires are getting fulfilled, I'm not getting the right results. Okay, then mogha karmana, fruitless actions. I'm successful in my action. I'm doing some action, I'm successful in it. But that action is not leading me towards Paramatma. Okay. See, if I want to earn $100, okay, but and I'm doing something other than earning $100. How will it be, right? That will say that person is a fool, right? So why we would do it is because we are having delusion. We are again controlled by Rajasic and Tamasic qualities or we acquired Rajasic and Tamasic qualities from the nature. So our actions are fruitless. Moha jnana, fruitless knowledge. Whatever knowledge that we are gaining doesn't take us anywhere. Useless knowledge. Okay, it is useful for bodily purposes, right? But it is not useful for us. Okay, so again, if we are focused on Rajasic and Tamasic nature, or if we are influenced by Rajasic and Tamasic, we will not try to get the knowledge that is really needed for us. So whatever knowledge that we acquire is fruitless. I mean, is useless. Vichetasaha is who are not having real knowledge. So if I am influenced by the delusion, if I have Rajasic quality, if I have Tamasic quality, I will not be having real knowledge. Right? So those who are the foolish people who did not recognize Paramatma, right? They are influenced by the delusion and Rajasic and Tamasic qualities. Okay. Those who are not able to get this knowledge of bhakti, and those who cannot practice this knowledge of bhakti are influenced by the Prakriti's delusion and the Rajasic and Tamasic qualities of the Prakriti. Because they don't get the right knowledge, they do actions that are not useful for themselves. They have desires which which are applicable only for the body, not for the self, not for themselves. Okay. So it's important to understand now it is Rajasic and Tamasic qualities of nature is coming and the delusion is coming here. Okay. We'll move on to next sloka. 13. Please chant. Mahatmanastu mam partha
Mahatmanastu mam
Mam
partha
Partha
daivim prakritimasritaha
Daivim
Daivim
prakritimashitaha
Prakritimashitaha
bhajantyananya manaso
Bhajantyananya
Janyananya
manasaha
Manaso
Nyatva bhutadimavyayam.
Gnatva
Jnatva
bhutadimavyayam
Bhutadimavyayam
Let's chant together.
Mahatmanastu mam
Atmanastu Mam
partha
Partha
Daivim
Daivim
prakritimashitaha
Prakritimashitaha
Bhajantyanaanya
Bhajantyananya
manaso
Manaso
Gnatva
Jnatva
bhutadimavyayam
Bhutadimavyayam.
So in the previous sloka, Lord Krishna talked about the Rajasic and Tamasic nature of Prakriti and the delusion, the quality of delusion that Prakriti has. Or we are deluded by the Prakriti. Now, Lord Krishna is saying in this sloka, Mahatmanaha tu mam partha. Tu means but, right? So, in contrast, Partha, hey Partha, or Arjuna, Mahatmanaha, those great noble people. Okay. Daivim Prakriti Masritaha, who are taking resort to divine Prakriti. They are taking shelter in divine Prakriti, or who are interested in acquiring the divine Prakriti, which is Daivim. See, in earlier, Lord Krishna mentioned about Rakshasim Asurim Prakritim, right? So, Tamasic and Rajasic. Now here, Daivim Prakriti. Daivim
Sattvic.
Prakriti, Sattvic nature, right? So, Mam Gyatva, knowing me, as what? Bhutadim Avyayam. Bhuta Adi. Bhutadim, origin of all beings. Avyayam, imperishable, inexhaustible, right? So knowing me as the origin of all beings, I am the seed, I am the creator of all beings, right? So, and I am imperishable, right? I'm unchanging, all those what we learned earlier. Ananya manasaha mam bhajanti. Ananya manasaha mam bhajanti. Worship me, ananya manasaha, having mind on nothing else. Okay, so those who have those great noble people who are influenced by the sattvic nature of the Prakriti, or who take resort to sattvic nature, or who acquire sattvic qualities from the nature. Okay, they know me as the supreme. So after knowing me as the origin of all beings, as imperishable, they worship me, having nothing else in the mind. Like they don't have any other desire. Okay, their mind is focused on me alone. Ananya manasaha, right? Having mind on nothing else. So they adore Paramatma, or they worship Paramatma with single-minded devotion. Okay? So that worship of Paramatma itself is the goal for them. And worship of Paramatma is the means. Or we can say Paramatma is the goal, worship of Paramatma is the means. Okay? So their focus is completely on Paramatma only, not on other materialistic desires. Okay, not on anything else related to this particular nature, which is the one that is causing delusion to us, right? So again, three realities are very clearly given here. We are Jivatma, there's Prakriti, and then Paramatma. Okay, the Prakriti and Jivatma, both of them belong to Paramatma. Okay, both of them belong to Paramatma. Prakriti and Jivatma, they depend on Paramatma. Paramatma is pervading Jivatmas and Prakriti. Okay, with no exception. He is the one who is creating all beings using the material, the Prakriti, placing the Atmas in them. Okay, some beings are moving, some are not moving. So this creation continues throughout the entire, one day of Brahma, right? For one kalpa, for 1,000 Chaturyugas. So he is the creator, he is the supreme being. So now, knowing all that, we don't focus on the material nature. Okay, that is not our goal. Our goal is Paramatma, which is permanent. Material nature is not permanent. I am not the nature. Even though I am possessing the nature, I'm possessing body made of nature, made of elements of the nature. That is not my goal. The whatever I see around is not my goal. My goal is Paramatma alone. So I have single-minded devotion to attain Paramatma. And he is the goal and he is also the means for us. Okay. So Lord Krishna gave here the Daivi qualities. Okay, when we go into later chapters, Daivasara Sampati Bhaga Yoga, we'll learn about Daivi qualities and Asuri qualities. Okay, we'll try to learn and practice Daivi qualities. Those who are influenced by those Daivi qualities are able to focus on Paramatma. So in order to have bhakti, we need to have develop those Daivi qualities. Okay, so I will go to the next sloka. Sloka 14. Please chant. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam
सततं
Satatam
कीर्तयन्तो माम्
कीर्तयन्तो
Kirtayanto
माम्
Mam
Yatantascha Dృఢవ్రతాః
यतन्तश्च
यतन्तश्च
दृढव्रताः
दृढव्रताः
नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या
नमस्यन्तश्च
नमस्यन्तश्च
मां
मां
भक्त्या
भक्त्या
नित्ययुक्ता उपासते.
नित्ययुक्ता
नित्ययुक्ता
उपासते
उपासते
Let's chant together.
सततं
सततं
कीर्तयन्तो
कीर्तयन्तो
माम्
माम् यतन्तश्च
यतन्तश्च
सुव्रताः
दृढव्रताः
नमस्यन्तश्च मां
भक्त्या
भक्त्या
नित्ययुक्ता
नित्ययुक्ता
उपासते
उपासते.
So in the previous sloka, Lord Krishna said, those who resort to the Daivi qualities of the nature, who acquire the Daivi qualities, who are acquiring Sattvic qualities, after knowing me as the Supreme, they worship me. So how do they worship? What do they do? Right? So in this sloka, Lord Krishna is saying, Satatam Mam Kirtayantaha. They become those who are glorifying, chanting, Kirtayantaha. You know? They are chanting his name, right? They are praising him. Okay? So Satatam. Always. Okay? So they are, so they say, Lord Krishna said they're worshipping me with single-minded devotion, right? What is that single-minded devotion? That is, they always, they're praising, chanting, glorifying Paramatma, chanting the names of Lord, his qualities, so and so forth. Yatantaha, they are striving. This yatanta word came along many times. They're striving, endeavoring, engaging, doing in the, in simple terms. What his activities, not like what our to fulfill our desires. So if it is Paramatma's activity, we are interested in doing that activity. Okay. So all activities for us become Paramatma's activities. Okay. So if I have a desire and I'm doing that activity out of my desire to fulfill that desire, it is not Paramatma's activity, right? If I don't have the desire and I'm doing that because it is the duty that I have, that is assigned to me by Paramatma. When I'm doing it as like a duty, it is Paramatma's activity. It becomes Karma Yoga. Okay, so Yatantaha, who are interested in doing the activities for Paramatma related to him. I mean, so it could be directly worshipping Paramatma, doing the puja activities, worship activity, or it could be taking care of or serving other beings, because they're all forms of Paramatma, right? Paramatma is not just that form, the deity form that we pray to. Those who have the enlightened knowledge, they will see Paramatma everywhere, right? So whenever they're doing any activity, they are doing it as service to Paramatma only. So it is as good as doing puja, as worship, right? There is no difference. Okay. So there, it is Paramatma's activity I'm doing. Okay. So that is Yatantaha, Drudhavrataha, who have steadfast resolve, firm resolve, strong will to acquire a materialistic desire? No. To reach the state of Paramatma. right? So we have strong resolve. No matter what, this is my goal, right? Whether I'm influenced by something else, whether I'm limited by something else, doesn't matter. I'll not be disturbed. I have a strong resolve. Somebody says, at this age, why are you doing all these things? So I will not be disturbed by it. Okay. So our goal is fixed. We want to achieve state equivalent to Paramatma. That's what we will do. Nitya Yuktaha, people who want eternal union with me. I want to be with Paramatma always. I don't want to be separated from him. Right? It is not that Paramatma is separated from us. We don't experience Paramatma. Right? Atmas is there with us, but we don't experience. Anybody who doesn't believe in God also, Paramatma is there with them also, and otherwise they will not be functioning as they are. But they don't recognize it. So we don't want to be in a state where I'm separated from him. Okay, Nitya Yuktaha. I want to be with him always. Okay. Namasyantaha. Who are prostrating before Paramatma. Okay? Who are surrendering to Paramatma. Physically, mentally. Bhaktyaha, with bhakti. Maam upasate, worship me. So those who are worshipping Paramatma with having the sattvic knowledge, having recognized him as a supreme being, so they are always praising, chanting his name, right? Always doing his activities. They have firm resolve to reach him. They always want to be with Paramatma. They're surrendering to Paramatma with bhakti. Okay, with love, with pure, devotion. That is bhakti. Not because we are forced to, not because somebody will recognize us when we do it, not for money, not for anything else. With pure love, devotion to Paramatma. Okay. Maam upasate, worship me. Any questions on that?
So, Prasadya, when you say activities of Paramatma, what do you mean by that? Because
So,
in our daily life, we are always doing something, right? Something for our family, and we have to do a job, we have to earn, we have to take care of the kids. So, how can we turn our regular activities into activity of Paramatma?
very good question, right? So we have certain duties, responsibilities, right? So let's say you are taking care of your kids. Okay, is somebody paying you? Somebody praising you? No, right?
But that's out of
Right.
desire
So
that I'm doing, right? It's out
it
of my
is not.
personal desire that I have to take care of the kids. It's a duty, but it's also a desire, right? Oh, my kids need to do well, or my family needs to do well.
Okay. So it becomes a desire when you are expecting something from. Okay. Yeah, you are close there, right? I mean, we can consider this as a desire also. Okay, but it becomes a desire when you do it for your own. You have some expectation, your satisfaction. So then it becomes a desire. Otherwise, it becomes a duty. Let me, so if, let us say, you are taking care of your kids with the expectations that, the only reason why you have kids and you're taking care of them is they're going to, take care of you when you're old, or they are going to be like, your investment. And then you are taking care of them, then yes, it is you have a desire. And in order to fulfill the desire is not about the kids. The desire is your own state of, maybe when you are old, your kids will take care of you. That is the desire you have. So the activity that you're doing is, let's say, taking care of the kids. Okay, so then it becomes desire. But usually, I mean, this is what happens. Even though you may say, oh, okay, I have a desire, my kids will grow up. That is a goal. It's not a desire. So the desire would usually, people take care of the kids with love, with no expectations. Okay. Then it is a responsibility, a duty. Most of the times, we kind of lost the duty part. It's all desires that we are, even when we are doing any activity, even working in a voluntary organization or, in an office, I mean, anywhere, we are all having certain desire. In order to fulfill the desire, we are doing the activity. That's why very close to a responsibility duty comes when, to a lot of people, it's taking care of the family, because we do not have a direct desire to fulfill there. We are doing it as our responsibility, our duty. For, let us say, even voluntary organization. Okay, now is it a duty that we are doing, or a desire? A lot of people do it out of desires also. Okay, even people who are donating money, they do it out of desire. We will come to all those examples, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic examples. Even the act of donation, which looks like a noble activity, can be done to satisfy certain desires, that we want to be recognized in the society, praised by the people, or other reasons. So, but if we are doing it as a duty, responsibility, we do not have expectations, right? That is what Karma Yoga is like. We are doing it because of, the state we are in. Okay, I am in the state where I'm, let us say, I'm a family man. I need to take care of the family. That is the duty for me. And I do it as a service to God with no expectations. Okay, then it does not become desire. But the fact that I'm going to marry someone to enjoy, going to have kids because of, kids are going to do this for me, that, I mean, then it's not a duty anymore. It's a desire. This if we are doing any activity which is not our duty, typical example is enjoying in a vacation, exotic vacation, for example, let us say. Okay, is it really our duty? What is the purpose of that? We simply say, I want to enjoy, right? The materialistic enjoyment that we are looking for there. So then it is definitely a desire, not a duty or responsibility that we have. God's any act, okay. Whatever activity that we are doing, if it is directly related to our duty, and we consider that as the activity of Paramatma that I'm doing as an instrument with no desires attached to it, then it becomes activity of Paramatma.
Yeah, thank you. I'll get it.
All of us are born with certain responsibility. Like later it will come also. All of us are born with certain responsibilities, certain duties, and we have to do. Arjuna is born as a Kshatriya. It is his duty to fight in the war. Doesn't matter whether he's going to be hurt, he's not going to be hurt, his family is going to be hurt. Really doesn't matter. You have to do the duty. That is what given to Arjuna. There are say somebody who is a rishi, for example. He is born into a rishi family, and his duty is to study Vedas and propagate Vedas to others, right? To teach Vedas. So that is their duty. Now the one who is born as a Kshatriya, who is supposed to take care of the society and fight against the evil in the society, if they really leave that work and then start focusing on other activities, then it is not Paramatma's activities they're doing. Even though that activity, same activity is Paramatma's activity for somebody else, it does not become an activity for us, right? So there are certain duties. I mean, nowadays it is that our duties are diluted. It is not clear what is our duty and what is a desire because of the lack of knowledge. But with when we go through the entire Bhagavad Gita, we will know exactly what's our duty, what is not our duty, what we are doing it as a desire, which is not Paramatma's activity, right? It will be clear to us. That's good. Thank you. So, if you have any questions, please share offline as well. Anyone, you can directly message and WhatsApp to me, and then we can discuss also. That will be great. Some of these questions are really, we are trying to apply this knowledge to our real world experiences. It's not that easy to directly connect this knowledge to what we are going through. So we'll try to find what is there in Bhagavad Gita, what our acharyas have given us as knowledge, guidance. So we'll try to apply that, and then we'll see how we can learn from it. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रिये वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणाय समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः जय श्रीमन्नारायण
Jai Srimanarayana.
Thank
Jai
you.
Srimanarayana.
sir.
जय श्रीमन्नारायण
Jai
Thank you so much.
Srimanarayana, sir. Thank you, sir.
Jai
Thank you.
Shri Narayana.